Alright guys, welcome back. So what I want to talk to you today is specifically setting up your fish finder. It's very, very important to have the way that you're looking at the bottom set up properly. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is which function you're looking at. So if you remember my previous video, we have our typical fish finder right here, and this is with chirp function, and on the right hand side here we have our down imaging, and that's why they look very, very different. So it's hard to tell in this video, but there is a little orange box all the way around the screen. So that's going to tell me which of the two I have selected. So while I have this one selected on my typical fish finder or my chirp function, I'm going to hit the menu button, and this is where it's going to allow me to go in and pick what it is that I want to do. So auto sensitivity, I leave that on auto, and I leave my range on auto. I think that's very, very important. I want it to constantly search for the bottom. I don't want to stare at 100 feet if I'm in 10 feet of water. So if I'm in 10 feet of water, I don't need 100 feet to display. Your next one is your frequency. So chirp, what it means, it used to send only one frequency to the bottom. And what I mean by one frequency is, imagine yelling at the bottom. I can yell at the bottom, I can talk at the bottom, I can whisper at the bottom. So those are all the frequencies. If I yell at the bottom, I can go a lot deeper and I get more feedback coming up. If I whisper at the bottom, I'm going to get to see less and I might not be able to make it all the way to the bottom. So think about that when it comes to your frequencies. High chirp, I'm yelling really loud at the bottom. Medium chirp, I'm talking. So those are really, really important. So I like to sit in medium chirp. As far as your ping speed, how fast do you want those sounds going off? I'm sure you've seen the old Hunt for Red October where they're looking at the sonar and it's bing, bing. How fast is it going to be sending out? I have it set at fast, meaning a lot of information is going to come across my screen really quick. The next one down is your sonar options. So this is noise rejection. Basically, I just have it set at medium because I don't want it set at high, because I'd like to see something be there or see something come across my screen and it not really be there versus a big fish be there and never see it. So I set it right down the middle. Surface clarity, the water that I fish in is just kind of a stained water. I'm not fishing real clear water like say up north in Ohio in the Midwest, but at the same time I'm not fishing really dirty water. So again, I just leave that turned off and I see a little bit of speckles come across, but it doesn't really bother me. Split zoom, I don't really have a need for using split zoom. That's going to cut this screen in half again, and I don't see that that's that important. Split flasher. So what you're really looking at right here across these screens is history. What have you already gone over? So what a flasher is that exact moment. And to me, that's the old technology they used to use when sonar first came out. It's so dated and you get so good at reading these screens, I don't see a point in having the flasher. So I leave that function turned off as well. The next one down is your blue with bottom track. Now that is just, you can set that to whatever color is going to work the best for you. I feel that yellow and orange pops against that blue background very well. So that's what I prefer to go with. Amplitude Scope is how much information you're getting brought back to you. So again, I leave it turned off. I like it set to all my autos there. And fish ID, I don't really want to picture a little fish on my GPS. I want to see other information like the arc. I want to know how deep that arc is, and I want to know how wide that arc is. I don't want a little fish logo. All right, stop sonar does just that. It turns it off. And log sonar is just to get a kind of a screenshot, if you will. And the other thing you can do is you can come in here to your settings and you can go to your sonar and you can go to manual mode, down scan overlay, where this information is going to be overlaid over here, and then you can see your fishing mode that I talked about in a previous video, where I am set to shallow water, and that is what works the best for me, because I fish in less than 100 feet of water. I typically fish in less than 60 feet of water, so I leave it in shallow water mode. And then of course you can reset everything, and that is a great function as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit menu to exit out of here. Now, if I want to change over to my downscan function, I'm going to hit the pages button twice. And now you'll see where my orange square jumped around my downscan. And now I can go through the same thing. I can hit menu, and now I can go through and adjust everything on this side in the same fashion. And of course, to exit out of that screen, all you do is just hit menu twice. So that is just a quick overview of what some of the settings look like on Lowrance Hook 7. I think these are great units. They come at a great price. It comes with everything you need to get them installed. It comes with your traditional chirp puck. In my case, I have it mounted straight underneath the unit here. So everything that the puck is picking up on the depth finder is going to relate to where the GPS antenna inside the unit is mounted. So if you mount your puck on the back of a 22-foot boat and you have the screen 22 feet away, when you notice something on your depth finder and you mark it, you're constantly marking 22 feet away. So if you have the ability to put your transducer as close as possible to the unit, that's why you will see a lot of guys buy an external antenna and run an external antenna on the back of the boat. So when they have something on their depth finder and they mark it to the exact location that the antenna is mounted. So always consider that if you have that option to get an external antenna. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the settings on your depth finder, please comment below. Ask me whatever questions you might come up with. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Please don't forget to subscribe. There's going to be lots more videos coming out. And as always, thanks for joining me.